Welcome back, Bitcoiners. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about why Bitcoin is truly ethical money and why that's important. So if you're on the outside looking in, you might see Bitcoiners as these, people that are speculating, maybe like kind of anti-establishment, and they're just, trying to make a big return. But the reality is, Bitcoiners are part of an ethical movement to move towards sound money, right? So the first question you have to ask yourself is, what is money? And the answer is, money is a few different properties, right? Money is something that is a store of value, a medium of exchange, something that is fungible, and something that is portable and divisible. So those are a few of monetary properties. So when I read those off, the thing that jumps out to you is that the dollar has failed us at the store value part of money. And so that's why we are forced to store our wealth in assets like bonds, real estate, and stocks just to keep up with monetary debasement, right? If the world were on a sound money protocol, money that keeps its store value, then we wouldn't see homes as inflated in price as they are. And you wouldn't see the median, so the median home price diverge so much from the median income in the US, right? The median income just kind of goes like this on a small slope, while the home price has just gone straight up. And the reason that is because we don't have sound money. Therefore, most people can't afford a home and they're priced out because homes have become not just a place to live, but they've also become a monetary asset. They became a place to store your wealth. Like everyone tells you to do everything you can to buy a home because you're building equity in something, but they fail to tell you about why homes are a store of value. They just tell you that homes are a store of value, therefore you should store your value in a home. But this isn't how the world should be. This isn't, how humanity was designed. Humanity is meant to be a deflationary species, right? We're constantly getting better at automating everything, with AI. Everything is becoming easier to create and easier to make, but prices keep going up. Why is that? It's because the money fails as a store of value, right? It might seem like this complicated concept, and we've always been gaslit about inflation throughout like schooling. We've always been told that inflation is just this natural thing that happens, but like at least for me in school, I never actually learned what money is, and I never learned that our money is backed by nothing. Yes, they tell you that money's printed and generally what inflation is, but they don't tell you like how bad it really is, right? Homes should not be going up in price this much. I should not be paying 20 times what someone paid for a home 100 years ago. Like I don't know, 20 times might even be like too small of a figure, but yeah, so that's why Bitcoiners are so passionate about Bitcoin, and that's why we are trying to, spread this message as far as possible, because Bitcoin is ethical money. Bitcoin is money that doesn't steal your purchasing power. It's money that doesn't force you to, have buying a home be this like unattainable goal. Because if you're saving in dollars, it really is just like a pipe dream, right? You're saving in melting ice cubes to buy something for your family to grow up in. And if the world were on a Bitcoin standard, then the money would retain its value and grow in value as we become deflationary. The money is the store of value, therefore you don't need to store your value in a home. And the price of a home right now is the cost of labor, the cost of, the parts and whatever, the materials, and then a big monetary premium on top of that. Whereas on a Bitcoin standard, when the money stores its value, it just becomes the cost of materials and the labor costs. There might be a slight premium for, other things like inspections, other things you pay for, but you don't have this big gap, which is the monetary premium that homes carry because they're a store of value. And then you have the added problem of companies, not just families storing their value, but companies buying real estate as an investment and buying up a ton of real estate to be a hedge against monetary debasement. So if you're watching this right now, I would just urge you to, do research, because Bitcoin is something that can give you a chance to own a home in the future, right? Buying Bitcoin now is you're buying something that's absolutely scarce, that no one can create more than 21 million of. It has absolute scarcity. So it's like buying prime real estate in Manhattan before, it blew up, right? You're buying something finite that has the potential to become this huge mecca for money and innovation. And we're already seeing things like with MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is like building skyscrapers on this Bitcoin real estate, this finite piece of Bitcoin land. There was a great commercial from Coinbase demonstrating just how scarce Bitcoin is, how scarce the supply is compared to the dollar. So yeah, if you're watching this now, I would just urge you to rethink some of the things you've been told about Bitcoin and to just start today, right? I think that's the most important message I drive home with this channel, is to just start and get off of zero. That's the most important thing you can do, right? Don't own zero Bitcoin. That is the riskiest thing you can do, right? People probably tell you that Bitcoin is a risky investment, it's a speculative investment, but owning zero is way riskier than just owning a little bit, right? If you're not sure yet, you're still doing the research, just own some. Don't own zero. That's the most important thing I can get across with this channel, and that is my mission. So if you're also stacking sats to try to get a home in the future for your family, drop a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you and have a discussion. And if you have any other questions or topics for future videos, leave those down below as well. And yeah, if you enjoyed this type of content, just leave a like and subscribe. That helps out the channel. And yeah, together, let's work, save, and build a better future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.